Chapter 349, the 30th. While Zhuanggang thought secretly, he then began to study Kang Qian's escape route. In fact, the direction Kang Qia traveled to was very good to study, because up to the beginning, Kang Qiu had never changed the direction of the instantaneous movement, and from this straight line, Zhuanggang could clearly see Kang Qian's destination, or rather the place Kang Qia would be passing by. This is the 100 Shore Ridge, the wireless pool, and the 10,000 Bamboo Mountain, Here is, suddenly, Zhuanggang's eyes narrowed as his gaze locked onto a blank zone on the Zhuan Heavenly Mirror. These blank zones represented places that even the Zhuan Heavenly Mirror was unable to probe, like the 9 Heavens illusionary realm, the 18 layers of hell, and the true dragon graveyard. These forbidden places, if one used the Zhuan Heavenly Mirror to probe, then what would be presented would be a blank space. But there weren't any forbidden places near the Killing Sea. A flash of panic suddenly flashed across Zhuanggang's eyes as he angrily said, "I know, behind the 10,000 Bamboo Mountain is the Misty Star Sea. The Misty Star Sea, that is perennially filled with bizarre mist, is a place that even the Zhuan Heavenly Mirror can't probe. Good one, Kang Qia. In this situation of certain death, you can still calmly think of a way to save yourself. I, Zhuanggang, respect you." Zhuanggang exclaimed in admiration. Only that pair of crimson eyes flashed with icy killing intent. Thoughts raced through his mind as he thought of a way out. If Kang Qia truly escaped into the Sea of Misty Stars, then it would be impossible for him alone to find Kang Qia in the vast sea of misty stars. To know, in the Misty Star Sea, even divine thoughts could not be used. For a cultivator, it was a completely black and dark place. Not to mention looking for someone, even if one wanted to come out, it was difficult. There's no way. There's still 1,000 miles to go before we reach the Misty Star Sea. As long as he transmigrates 10 times, he'll be able to completely get rid of me. Zhuanggang suddenly had a burst of discouragement. There was no way for him to stop Kang Qia. "Elder, Kang Qia entered the Misty Star Sea. I have no way to track him," requesting for support. Half a second later, Zhuanggang took out a communication jade slip and reported the news to the base of the 10,000 Demons Hall. As for himself, he continued to chase after Kang Qia and traveled to the Sea of Misty Stars. No matter what, he would not easily give up the Dawnbreaker Immortal Order. And even if he took his chances in the Sea of Misty Stars, he would still have to find Kang Qia. While Zhuanggang was chasing after Kang Qia, the events that happened on the Killing Island also quickly spread throughout the entire Kingsland. Immediately after that, the news, at an extremely fast speed, spread throughout the cultivation world. In just a day's time, Kang Qian's name once again resounded throughout the entire cultivation world. This time was different from the last time. Last time, Kang Qia borrowed a heavenly tribulation to exterminate 3 out-of-body stage Seal Emperor powerhouses. And although the talent displayed was very powerful, what people were really concerned about was the Dawnbreaker Immortal Order. This time, on the other hand, Kang Qia had killed 4 invincible outbreathing stage powerhouses in a great defeat by his own strength. Among them, Evil Cloud, one of the Devil Sex twin evils, died tragically. Dark Virus Sun Qia also fell. And even Ling Redblood, who was the 3rd on the Demon Punisher list, almost fell. In the end, even Zhuanggang of the Hall of 10,000 Demons, who had the cultivation of the Great Circle of the outbreathing stage, made a move and did not leave Kang Qia behind. This series of glorious battle results caused Kang Qian's fame to reach an extremely high level. Elder Zhu Luo of the 10,000 Demon Cave immediately changed Kang Qian's position on the Immortal Execution ranking, moving him from 10th to 3rd, second only to Dao Yi and Zhao Wuji of the Heavenly Dao sect. At the same time, Elder Cultivator also doubled the reward for killing Kang Qia by as much as 2 times. But even though the rewards were more generous, the number of people who dared to hunt Kang Qiao as 9/10 less. With the bloody record of defeat there, nowadays, except for some outbreathing stage great perfection powerhouses, and some outbreathing stage invincible powerhouses who thought they were very powerful. No one dared to think of killing Kang Qiao anymore. As for Kang Qiao's strength, at this moment, he was also recognized in the cultivation world, and was known as the #1 person under the outbreathing stage great perfection. Although some of the invincible powerhouses of the outbreathing stage were very unconvinced, there was nothing they could do to change the crowd's mind, and they could only secretly hate Kang Qiao. And when they found him, they would definitely kill him, so as to prove that they were the #1 under the outbreathing stage great completion. Just as the righteous devil battlefield and the cultivation world were shaking because of Kang Qiao's matter. Kang Qiao, who had been instantaneously moving one after another, finally entered the Sea of Misty Stars as he wished. The Sea of Misty Stars was worthy of being an evil place. As Kang Qiao glanced at it, he could only see a grey world. Other than that, he could not see anything. Moreover, these mists that shrouded the Misty Star Sea were very bizarre, and seemed to contain a mysterious force within them, blocking the probing of Kang Qiao's divine thoughts, making his divine thoughts unable to advance by half a step. It seems that this place is indeed, as the rumors say, divine thoughts do not have the slightest sway here, and one can only rely on the naked eye and explore carefully. With a vigilant face, Kang Qiao carefully entered the Sea of Misty Stars and traveled towards the inside. Along the way, he also left some signs that he could only spot himself to prevent himself from getting lost. The bizarre Misty Star Sea had obscure mists drifting around all year round, obscuring the scenery inside. But other than these bizarre mists, the entire Misty Star Sea was no different from the outside. There were high mountains, flowing water, rivers, trees, and so on. Anything that the outside possessed, it was here. Only, under the cover of the thick fog, it made it impossible for the sunlight outside to shine in. And this place also became a gloomy, pitch-black place. Huiyu. By the small river, Kang Qiao dropped down from a high altitude, breathing heavily. The successive instantaneous movements had caused him to consume a lot. So, before those masters and brothers of Zhuan Steel arrived, he finally entered the Sea of Misty Stars. Looking at the thick fog around him, Kang Qiao was very happy. He tried, even with his strength. In the Misty Star Sea, he could only see a distance of 50 meters. 50 meters. For the huge Sea of Misty Stars, this is not worth mentioning at all. Not to mention Zhuang Gang can't find Kang Qiao now. That is, Kang Qiao himself. It is also difficult to find Zhuang Gang. Once entering the Misty Star Sea, unless one's luck was against the heavens, it would be hard to meet each other. It's finally safe, but my true essence is almost depleted. I must quickly recover before I can do so. Who knows what dangers are here? Kang Qiao took a few breaths, then darted along the river towards the distance. In the Sea of Misty Stars, it was very easy to get lost, and even though Kang Qiao had left marks along the way, there was no guarantee that he would encounter some powerful ferocious beasts fighting and unintentionally destroy the marks he had left behind, and then he would be left without tears. Therefore, all along the way, Kang Qiao was looking for terrain that was easy to remember, just like this small river in front of him. As long as he followed this small river, he didn't need to leave a mark at all. As long as he remembered this small river. For the sake of the Broken Dawn Immortal Order, Zhuang Gang definitely won't give up. They will definitely arrange for manpower to blockade the entire Misty Star Sea. Kang Qiao rushed along while pondering. Nowadays, he was in a very dangerous situation, and he was only safe if he stayed in this Misty Star Sea. As long as he waited until the news that he was being hunted down and killed got out, the Heavenly Dao sect would definitely arrange for manpower to come and rescue him, so he wouldn't have to be afraid at that time. Zhuan Steel. Whispering softly, Kang Qiao's eyes flashed with an icy light. In all these years, It was the first time he had been defeated by someone, and this feeling made him extremely upset. He needed to take revenge as soon as possible, in order to do so, or else this upset would spawn into a heart demon. Once I recover my injuries, I will continue refining the red diamond blood crystal, as long as I wait for my 9-turned Zhuang to break through to the 6th layer. No one will be able to do anything to me in this king's land. Kang Chon's eyes were cold, and he began to increase his speed, searching for a suitable place to open a cave. Along the curved river, Kang Chia passed by a small mountain, and in the midst of a patch of bushes, he saw a deep and secluded cave. Hehe, I didn't realize that there were natural caves, and they're also very hidden. It's a good place to retreat. Kang Chia suddenly stopped and looked at this cave in the bushes, revealing a smile. The location of this cave was so hidden that even he almost didn't discover it, so it was evident that it was a good place to retreat and cultivate, coupled with the fact that there was no ferocious beast aura in the vicinity. It was very quiet. This is it. Kang Chia peeled back the bushes and with a swoosh entered the cave. Within the cave was very dark and humid, almost reaching out and pitch black. At the same time, within the air, there was a fishy odor that wafted around, very disgusting. So it's where some ferocious beast resides. Kang Chia frowned and cast a pure dust technique to clear the stench in the air. Then, he found a place, sat down on his knees, and began to recover from his injuries. Recover your true essence and injuries first. Kang Chia thought for a moment, and from within his spatial ring, he took out some precious healing pills and took them. These pills were all from the Heavenly Dao Sect's contribution hall, and each one was incomparably precious, worth many contribution points, and only Kang Chia was willing to exchange them. However, now, the efficacy of these pills also proved that they were definitely worth their weight in gold. After taking 3 consecutive healing pills down, the injuries in Kang Chon's body that had been heavily traumatized by the Zhuan Steel Force quake began to rapidly recover. At the same time, his Kang Chia hegemony blood also exerted its effect, and a trace of pure life force escaped from his blood, flowing through his meridians and warming his body. Time passed little by little. A month later, Kang Chon's injuries had all recovered, and even those consumed true essence had recovered. Kid, the little monkey has woken up, and is recovering from his injuries. Just as Kang Chia opened his eyes after recovering his injuries, Emperor Don's familiar voice came. Kang Chia was instantly delighted and hurriedly communicated with the reverse heavenly cauldron to contact Little Gold, who was recovering from his injuries in it. Through the conversation, he knew that Little Gold would still need a month or 2 to fully recover from his injuries. 2 months. It should be enough for me to refine the redling blood crystal. Humph. Kang Chon's divine thoughts withdrew from the reverse heavenly cauldron. A cold light flashed in his eyes. This injury was the biggest failure since he and Little Gold stepped into the cultivation world. Regarding this, both he and Little Gold held a breath in their hearts. Therefore, they both wanted to urgently raise their power in order to take revenge. At this moment, Zijing was recovering from his injuries while improving his strength. The life and death battle, this time, had allowed him to gain a lot of insights, both in terms of his cultivation level and force vibration, both of which had progressed a lot. As long as he waited until his injuries were fully recovered, he thought that his strength would go even further, at least not worse than Ling Hongblood. After Kang Chia instructed Little Gold to properly recover from his injuries, he took out the redling blood crystal and began to refine it. 16th. Looking at the blood-red crystal in his hand, a flash of determination flashed in Kang Chon's eyes, as he activated his Danshan True Flame and began to refine it. Blood-colored light, as Kang Chia refined it, enveloped his entire body. In this dark cave, the blood light flashed and illuminated the surroundings, appearing incomparably bizarre. Roar! Suddenly, a low roar came out from the bloodlight. It was Kang Chia enduring a great pain. The 16th one, 16 times the pain. Even Kang Chon's will couldn't help but suck in a breath of cold air as he broke out in a cold sweat and persisted in refining the 16th red diamond blood crystal. No wonder even second senior brother could only refine 15 red diamond blood crystals. My energy exceeds second senior brother, but also thanks to the Kangxia overbearing blood. Kangxia had some palpitations. He touched a handful of cold sweat on his forehead. A hint of excitement appeared in his eyes. However, I can feel that my flesh body has been enhanced a lot. Although the further I go, the harder it is to refine the red. The power that is enhanced after refining it is also very great.